we're not going in the right direction. We're not trending upwards. And so we got to figure it out. It was 3 tough ones. We got another one tomorrow. That's a must-win for us.
All right, so Josh Hart's message was received. The Knicks snapped their 3-game losing streak last night with a 130-119 win over the Grizzlies. Karl Anthony Towns led the way with a 20-point triple-double, while OG Anunoby added 25 points and Mikal Bridges chipped in 24. The Knicks sit third in the Eastern Conference. Let's go back to Cat, though. He had 20 points, 11 boards, and 11 dimes, recording his 4th triple-double of his career and only his 2nd with the Knicks. And so now this question, really think about it, too. Who is more important for the Knicks' success the remainder of the season? Is it Cat or is it Jalen Brunson? Unenthused Stephen A. What do you think?
I don't even know why you're asking me this question. See, that's the problem. That's the problem right there. They won. Who were they playing last night?
The Grizzlies.
What used to be the Memphis Grizzlies? There's not much of them left.
The team damn near losing on purpose, if not literally. Okay. Please, the ship hasn't been steered in the right direction. Let's not get out of hand here. The New York Knicks haven't beaten a team with a winning record in nearly a month. It's been 24 days since they last beat a team with a winning record. That was the Clippers. They are like 10-0 against teams with records below 500, since the All-Star, dating back to the All-Star break. They're 4-8 against winning teams, okay? And they haven't beaten a winning team in the last 24 days. Now, I will say this. Mikal Bridges had 24 points last night. Thank God. I'm happy about that. Karl Anthony Towns, okay, you're taking advantage, 20 points, 20 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. Big boy. Okay, you playing like a big man. I got that part. OG Anunoby stepped up. Jalen Brunson's out. I got it. Out to ankle soreness. I got it. But the reality is that we're looking at the New York Knicks. You ain't shadow boxing, okay? You ain't shadow basketball playing. The fact is that when you look at the Knicks, you have to look at the Boston Celtics. You have to look at Cleveland. You have to look at Detroit. I'd say you have to look at Atlanta. And you have to say, okay, what you gonna do against those people? That's what this all comes down to. Have you seen anything from the Knicks that make you say that's gonna be a positive? Not yet. In terms of who's more important for the Knicks' success, answer to this is easy. It's Jalen Brunson. I know Karl Anthony Towns is needed, but that's assuming you get what we've been getting from Jalen Brunson. He is the straw that stirs the cup. He is the dude that starts this engine. Everything goes where Jalen Brunson takes you because it's not just about his overall points, assists, production, and stuff like that, his efficiency. It's also about his clutch gene. When it's time to close, Jalen Brunson will close for you. And that's a big, big deal. We don't know if we could say that about Cat or anybody else, but we know we could say that about Jalen Brunson. And that's why I say he's more important because he closes. That's what we need.
So the Knicks, what this record shows, Shay, is that the Knicks are a good, not great team right now. Maybe they will be a great team in the end. Not sure. And I think that's what this season has sort of been unfortunately characterized by. So you look at what's happened with this Knicks season and you say, well, why are they only a good team? Because they've invested so much in this roster and they thought this was going to be the year they're going to win. Why are they? And that's a simple question that doesn't have a clean answer. Because trust me, I'm having a lot of conversations with people about the Knicks trying to figure out what's going on. And there's a number of things, like at the beginning of the season, I was with them in training camp, and they were running this offense where the ball was moving around. And the concept was going to be that we didn't want Jalen Brunson to have to pound the ball 700 times a game. He led the league in dribbling last year, and it was like, let's not do that and wear him out, and let's make ourselves a little bit more unpredictable in the playoffs. And so he started with the best of intentions. But here we are in April, Shay, Brunson's usage rate is higher than ever. It's higher than it even was last year. The ball's in his hands more than ever. The problem with that early offense was that it left Karl Towns a little bit out on the edge. Like they didn't build a structure to take advantage of Towns. And he had to deal with that and grapple with that. And they were basically like, Karl, go rebound and stay out of foul trouble. And he tried to do that, but obviously he was not in the greatest mindset about it. And so even though the offense has gone away from the move the ball around and get OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart and other guys shots. It hasn't gone to Towns. Here we are in April. He hasn't had this fewest shots in games since he was a rookie. I mean, here we have Jalen Brunson last night, not on the game. They were taking care of his ankle. He still only took 12 shots. I mean, he was passing the ball. The ball came to him and he was distributing it, and he had 11 assists. And so you're wondering, well, why don't they have him distribute a little bit more, okay? And you look at like their defense. For a big section of the year, their defense was top 5. And you're like, wow, they've really got their defense into a good place. This last month or so, their defense has collapsed down the rankings. So I'm trying to put my finger in the dam, Stephen A. How do I do this? And so I don't have a clean answer, and I don't think they do either. Now I love the way that they're constructed. I think that they can make a run, but I'm having a hard time getting a belief in it.
Damn it, I don't believe. I love them. I just don't believe. And I don't believe because my eyes tell me not to believe. Now, here's what we have to pay attention to. So I've got numbers up here comparing them to last season under Tibbs to this season with Mike Brown. Jalen Brunson is averaging basically the same amount of points, but on 2 more shots per game. His field goal shooting has dipped from 49% to 46.5%, and his assists have lowered as well. That's not good. When you're averaging less assists and you're shooting a less efficiency level from the field, that is not good news. It's number one. But the most alarming news would be Cat. You're averaging 4 less minutes a game. You're averaging 3 less shots a game. You're averaging 4 less points a game. And your 3-point shooting has dipped by 5%. So I'm looking at my 2 primary offensive guys on a team that knew that if you went away from Tibbs to Mike Brown, you were going to sacrifice something defensively because Tibbs is brilliant defensively. No doubt about that. He's considered just a genius on the defensive side of the ball when it comes to coaching. All right? You knew you were going to suffer there, but you were supposed to elevate offensively. And your 2 primary dudes haven't elevated. They haven't fallen off a cliff or anything like that, but they haven't elevated. So if that's the case, I don't expect to see problems with Mikal Bridges offensively. I don't expect to see a sporadic OG Anunoby. I don't expect to see a Josh Hart that's the Energizer Bunny and the engine for that stirs the cup for the New York Knicks to some degree. I don't expect to see a drop-off with them and have the drop-off with Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. If they're sacrificing something or they're being compromised in any way, it's supposed to be to the benefit of the collective parts around them. That has not been the case. And because that has not been the case, that's why you've got everybody looking at the New York Knicks saying they're a good team, not a great team, expected to make it out the first round, but not much else. And this is a team that was in the conference finals last year and was expected to go to the finals this year because the pieces around them had a plethora of injuries. And now none of that is working in their favor. Everybody around them in terms of their primary competition seems to be ascending, and the New York Knicks seem to be inching lower and lower and lower on a formidable pole. And I'm not happy about it.
So will the narrative be the same a week from tomorrow? The Knicks have to play the Bulls on Friday. Then on Monday, they go to Atlanta to place the Hawks. So we know if the season ended today, they would face in the postseason. The next Thursday, they have to play at home against the Boston Celtics, the team that is 1 row ahead of them in terms of the standing in the Eastern Conference. We'll learn a lot in the next 7 days.
Based on what I've seen, I expect the Knicks to go 1-2 in those 3 games. Based on what I've seen, I'm hopeful they'll go 2-1. I'm hopeful they'll go 2-1.
Based on me being around the NBA for 20-something